Chapter 5 Levitating Aardvarks. 2 weeks later, as he watched Zimani's limousine vanish over the horizon, Tatsu shook his head. That was a disaster. He strolled toward his friend Charlie, who was waving at a staring crowd on the opposite side of the lake for some reason. Tatsu gripped his friend's wrist and pushed his arm down. He asked, "Hey, numbnuts, why did you ever think this device could work to deploy submarines?" Charlie said, "Dude, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Maybe if I can adjust my calculations, investigate lightweight submarine options." Tatsu interrupted, "No, enough." He grabbed his buddy by the back of his shirt. He said, "Come on, you absent-minded genius. We still have a meeting with Joan Whiteford. I know she'll give you the time of day, as it were." Charlie bowed to the vacationers and enjoyed hearing their cheers before he jumped into Tatsu's tow truck to head to his second presentation of the day. On the outskirts of town, the Sky Trench City Military owned an easement for experimental weapons testing. Rays of the setting sun stretched far and long as Charlie stared out the passenger window, watching the high-rises and skyscrapers as they were replaced with suburban cottages and rural ranch-style homes. The blacktop turned into pea gravel, and Tatsu slowed his tow truck to a crawl as the pair made their way up the sycamore and cedar-lined private road. Auburn sunlight mixed with sepia tones to drown out the color of the landscape, accentuating only the crispness of the swirling golden and crimson leaves. The tow truck slowed to a halt, and Tatsu watched Charlie wave to a cat emerging from a black government SUV. Tatsu asked, "That's the lady who works for Elder Steam, the Homeland Security Secretary?" Charlie nodded and exited the tow truck to speak with her while Tatsu stepped out of his vehicle. Joan Whiteford took off her sunglasses and asked Charlie, "Are you ready to show off your latest design?" Charlie looked over to Tatsu, and the kangaroo mechanic unveiled the new, shiny, glossy, lightweight version, which could be easily disassembled and reassembled in the field. Joan watched Tatsu remove and set up 4 of the centrifugal deployers, while Charlie explained the lightweight and convenient nature of the new models. They're all aluminum, produced with universal parts, and can be made with a 3D printer if necessary, the excited inventor finished. Joan Whiteford ordered something into her walkie-talkie, and a caravan of infantry troops made their way down the dusty road in a camouflage transport truck. The flatbed vehicle, driven by nearsighted mole, contained 3 soldiers, 2 aardvarks and an armadillo. Once they rolled to a stop, Joan ordered, "All right, boys, disembark and strap on these slick, shiny metal backpacks." The aardvarks, armadillo, and mole did as ordered, while Charlie told the soldiers to sync up their smartphones with a Wi-Fi node on the backpacks. He then explained their interface. A digital control pad will come up on your smartphone screens with a virtual interface that displays acceleration, deceleration, altitude, and direction controls. The 4 soldiers loaded up onto the 4 glossy purple deployers. Joan turned to Charlie and mentioned, "We'll probably change the color." Tatsu said, "What did I tell you? We should have gone with a green camouflage pattern." The 4 soldiers were abruptly slung away with extension arms and shot up into the air. Their backpacks split open to reveal individual propellers. And though the soldiers wobbled at first, they quickly acclimated to the controls. After a moment, the aardvarks and armadillos were zipping around the nearsighted mole who appeared to be having trouble seeing his smartphone screen. Joan nodded as she stared up into the sky. Without looking over at the young inventor, she said simply, "Well done, Charlie." Charlie smiled. The entire group was too busy, however, to notice the limousine bearing the seal of the Minister of Transportation as it crept its way up the dirt road.